Hey everyone, so I just wanted to make a quick video here for you guys on a common problem that I have. So one of the things that I do with my Mac is I run it pretty hard in the sense that I have a whole bunch of windows open. Some people will say I'm disorganized. I just say that, I like to work with a lot of power and a lot of space. So I usually try to build myself, the most powerful PC so I can do 20 different things at a time and I can have 600 different Safari windows open at one given time. So one of the issues that I have though is after a while, you start noticing that things just slow down, and it starts your Mac can start going a little crazy with the heat, and just from sitting here, not doing anything. And I found a couple of fixes that usually work for me when it comes to Safari anyway, because Safari usually tends to be the hog, right? Or the big eater of these resources. So I find that it's usually caused by one of two things, usually Java, Flash, or JavaScript. So what's happening here, quick breakdown. I'm not an expert on this like I used to be, but in my programming days, I remember programming in Java and using Flash and stuff like that. And I never really liked them just because I found them to be a little silly, in the sense that they do a lot of the cleanup and program trash collection, it's called, for you. So they handle a lot of this stuff automatically through scripts and or through functions, built-in functions, right? That allow it to try to keep itself organized, to try to make life easier on the programmers, which I never believed was a good idea. I think that a programmer, in my opinion, and again, I'm no expert, but a programmer should take care of his own garbage collection and his or her own garbage collection and keep their system running properly or keep their code running cleanly. So, I found an interesting article here, Thoughts on Flash. If you Google it, by Steve Jobs, this is when he was first getting criticized because of, his take on Flash at the time, which was that he believed it should be done away with. And I couldn't agree more. As far as Java and Flash are concerned, I really just don't like them as products, even though they may be universal. I never liked them. I felt like the code or the programs that they were written in was just sloppy. And I'm sure that a lot of people out there are going to argue against me and say that, well, it has its benefits, and I'm sure it does. It's nice having open source code and stuff, but for me, I never really liked it. And many people argue that he was right in this because he believed that the way that because of the mobile market changing and how phones were changing and how the iPhone came out started to change the way that we browse the web. And he's right. A lot of these devices out there that we use nowadays aren't like computers, so they don't they aren't exactly computers. They're built in their own sort of ecosphere, sort of. So it's like these devices, they don't need things like Java or Flash or these built-in applications. They use their own software that's built in their own code and their own frameworks. So now it's moved over a lot to HTML5 and JavaScript. That's what they usually use. But I find, getting back to my original point, which I digressed from, was that Java was, or excuse me, the JavaScript sometimes are what causes the overheating and the CPU to start going a little crazy. So I found two solutions to this, two main solutions. Number one is you can just open up your preferences in Safari. So if you don't know how to get there, just go hit your Safari button and then go to Preferences. Open up the Security tab, which you can see right here. And then you have JavaScript right here. And I find that just turning it off, right, will slow it down. So you can see right here the impact. You can see that my energy impact is going up and down, and it's being caused by Safari, which is spiking and fading and falling, right? So I find that usually the culprit in my case, anyway, I'm not sure if this will be the case for everybody, but it's enabling this JavaScript. So if I just disable it temporarily, right, you'll see automatically that the energy impact is going to drop, and it'll stay dropped, right? And your system will slowly level off and even out a little bit, and you won't have as many hills when it comes to your energy impact. You can see other programs now are taking up a little bit more usage, but you can see that Safari has now calmed down, right? And that'll be pretty level over time. So one way to do that is just once in a while, just turn it off and then re-enable it, and you'll see that Safari will actually level off and go back to a normal functioning, at least until the JavaScripts, which my interpretation is that the JavaScripts are in the background. Either they've gone stale, or they've been interrupted, or the garbage collection isn't running properly. Things like that are causing extra CPU usage on your system. Another option you have is you can download what's called JS Blocker. And again, I'm looking at Safari. For Firefox, and I'm not sure if it's available on Chrome, but I know that it's available on Firefox. You have NoScript, which is a really, really great one. I find that it works very, very well. So you can install this, and then it'll block out malicious scripts and tracking scripts, things like that. Keeps you a little bit more private on the web, so it'll help you with that. But more importantly is that it allows you to block these scripts so that they don't start going crazy and out of control on your system, right? And what it'll do is the JS blocker will basically put an icon up here, just much like ABP, right? AdBlock Plus, which is what I use for blocking my pop-ups, and advertisements. But yeah, it'll give you this, and it'll give you a screen that looks like this, and you can actually pick and choose which scripts you want to run on any given site, just like how ABP allows you to run certain advertisements on some sites. So there you go. I hope that you found this useful and helpful. If you like the video, like it, and if you have questions or if you want to see me make any content for you specifically on any given subject, I'd be more than happy to try and put it out there for you. Thanks, everyone. This is Guido for QCITS.